So today's video is going to be me doing the long awaited book challenge video. Now the book challenge is like finished and I will be doing another one. As of now, like I will be doing another one, but I thought I'd go talk about all the books I read and didn't get to read in like the summer book challenge. So I'm gonna start with whatever's next to me. This pile I didn't get to read, like I didn't get to read any of them. So this included The Brave Kitten, The Unwanted Puppy, Coming Up for Air by George Orwell, Ella Fitzgerald, Tender is the Night, Charlie Chaplin, my autobiography, because I do love acting, that's probably why I picked this up. Andy Warhol. So these books I didn't get to read, like I didn't get to read. This I'm excited to read when I do get to read it, and this is The Deer, Hideaway Deer by Holly Webb. I still do, even though I'm older, love her literature. Next is another book, Lemony Snicket, The Reptile Room. This is book number 2. I've read book number 1. And a book I've read before that I put in the book challenge was The Railway Children. I didn't get to read that either. This pile here is essentially all books I didn't get to read. This one is No One's Talking About This. By Patricia Wood. And this is a book that talks about like screens and social media and that, and I'm really excited to read that when I get to read Animal Magic. There's 3 books in this. Didn't get to read them. Like this pile I didn't get to read. Probably didn't read as many books as last year, because I read like longer books this year. Tale of Two Cities I didn't get to read yet. Great Expectations, haven't gotten to read that yet because it is quite a big book, but I love the font, like this is so good. Now we're getting into more of the books I have read. I've read Oliver Twist. This was quite a long read, I will confess. So if you don't like long reads, this is probably not for you. But this is about Oliver Twist and how Oliver Twist is an orphan and then goes to the workhouse. Then he works with an undertaker, and that bit is a bit gruesome, I will say that. Then he works with an Artful Dodger where they're like pickpocketing and that. Set in the Victorian times, it's so good. This book I've wanted to properly read. This is about Popper. I've not yet got round to read it. But I will read it at some point because it relates to art. Haven't gotten to read The Kite Runner yet. Really want to read it. Quite excited to read it when I get to read it. The Bernese Days, haven't gotten to read that yet. There's quite a few I didn't get to read. This is like all the pile of books I haven't read. Finally gotten to read this book. I loved this book. It took me kind of a while, but not really. That's A Weekend in New York. I love it. It's set in New York. I would love to go to New York one day. So, talks about like a weekend, like from Friday through to, might even be Friday through to Monday. I loved it. And I really enjoyed it. What I'm currently reading now, which I will be continuing on with, is The Beatles, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on chapter 88. This is quite a long book. Like this was always going to be like the last one I'd probably read because it's such a long book. Yep. And I didn't get to read the last 3 books. These are the Book of Theatrical, Jane Austen, A Life, and Tony Gannett, The Music. Died, so I didn't get to read them. So hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you in another video. Bye.